Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to my peoples and my guys, look alive, look alive. It's your boy Ak Reacher with another episode of the Jab Jamboree, produced by the LDBC, executive produced by the Full Berserker Clan. Yeah, so the WBA apparently is giving Gervonta Davis, they putting him on the clock, y'all. They putting Gervonta Davis on the clock because they want to know what his next move is as far as when it comes to the WBA. He got all the regular WBA belts. He even got the junior lightweight belt. You know, he got the belt at 130. He's only the super champion at 130. I know this is going to be very confusing, y'all, but we're going to get through it. So if y'all remember back in the gap, Tank Davis, he had the IBF belt. Then remember when he fought Flores on the Mayweather McGregor undercard, I believe he lost the belt on the scale, the IBF. So then he ended up fighting for the vacant super belt against Jesus Cuellar, knocked him out, which I think was one of Tank's best performances. Then, you know, they made him the super champion. Then he got an opportunity to fight, hopefully I'm saying this in order, right, Yuriorkis Gamboa for the regular vacant lightweight title. And then recently, of course, at super lightweight or junior welterweight, whatever you want to call it, he knocked out Marios Barrios at 140. So those last two fights, one made him the lightweight, that's at 135, regular champion. And then at 140, which is junior welterweight or super lightweight, he beat Marios Barrios, which gave him another regular belt. So here's the situation. You know, when you're the regular champion, you gotta defend that motherfucker. When you the super champion, you get way more leeway. You know what I mean? You only really, I think, have to worry about the regular champion because I think the regular champion is able to activate that, you know, them or the intern. I don't know how it goes with WBA. This is exactly why they talking about getting rid of all of these titles. The WBA recently, if I don't know if anybody's heard about it, they recently talked about, because Tank has the 130 belt. Speaking of 130, Roger Gutierrez and Chris Colbert, they got a date coming up to fight for that mandatory spot for the Super WBA belt. So Tank got to do something with all these belts. The WBA actually ain't really being ridiculous when it comes to this one. They normally are, and I normally would have to bang the gavel. But in this particular case, I completely agree with them on this. Because it's like the man just got into a plane crash. We're glad to see that Tank is okay. But at the same time, they need to know what you're doing. Because you talked about returning in November, October, and you ain't even tell us which belt you're going to try to defend or entertain. And you know the WBA want to know. You know the WBA want to know. See, I got the super belt up there on purpose because Tank don't like going for the super belts. The reason why I'm saying that is this. Why don't you just go after, you got in the, with you having the regular belts, you do know that there's two super champions over you, right? It don't matter if you the man and you sell tickets and all of that. There's two dudes over you. At lightweight, Teofimo's the super champion. That's the difference. I did this literally on purpose with the super belt so y'all can see the difference between that and the regular belt. The regular belt, it looks a bit different, and it don't say super champion on it. You got Teofimo there, and then at 140, of course, you got Josh Taylor. So my question to Tank is, like, you got an opportunity to fight one of those dudes. Either one of those fights, I actually would love to see. I think you would have an easier time with Teofimo. I can actually see you knocking him out, even though you would have to watch him too, because he damn near 140 pounder. He damn near 140 pound. So you would have to watch him too, Tank. But and then if you fight him, you know, that's basically, you know, damn near, you know, almost undisputed. You'll have to fight Devin, but I'm not mad at the WBA for this, because they got to start cleaning this shit up. Because look how I just confused y'all with saying which champion he's ranked at in which weight class. And he's only a super champion at 130, and he got the regular belt at 135 or 140. Look how confusing that is. Look how confused. See, I want the WBA to actually, they can keep the interim belt so that you know, the person can fight for the mandatory, and whoever got that, you can keep that. But just have the super belt. Get rid of the regular belt. Keep one or the other. Don't do this 2 championship. I don't care about all them interim belts because I don't count those. I'm one of those type of people. I don't count. I don't give a what people is talking about. I don't give a damn if you get paid $125,000 and you got an interim belt. You is not a fucking champion. You are not a full champion, like we call it in boxing. You are only a full champion if you got that super belt, that WBA. That Super WBA, the WBO, the IBF, or the WBC. I'm not going to keep saying this. I've been saying this shit for like 5 years. You know what I mean? That's the only time you are a champion. All of that IBO and all them other in-between belts, just know Cuatro Cinco is not counting it. I go for it. The other brothers, they could do whatever they want because of their friends in boxing. But I'm letting you know, I'm keeping that same energy. I win one of them shits, I'm probably gonna give it to my sister, or my boo if she acting right and if she want to be around. You know what I'm saying? But I don't care about that. I ain't gonna front those belts and all of that. You know what I'm saying? Like those type of belts, like could care less. You know, and that's the problem, man. I think the WBA, on top of what they did to the professor, they need to remove the pollution. Because you see, what you talking about, oh, there's too many belts, that's a good sign right there. But I think your primary function needs to be to remove, and that means I don't care if you're married to a girl that's on the control board or that's in the committee, you have to get rid of the conflict of interest. You have to remove the pollution that is going on with the WBA. You got to. I don't care what anybody say about the WBC and all the rest of them sanctioning bodies. I don't give a damn. The WBA got it the worst when it come to me right now. I'm on their helmet for what they did to the professor. You know what I mean? Like, straight up. I'm on their helmet for what they did to the professor. So their primary function to me right now, if they want any of my money when I turn professional, when I work my way up into the rankings, they're going to have to remove the pollution of what's going on in that whole sanctioning body. That should be their primary function. And I mean that. If not, don't be surprised when dudes like Tank try to go over to the WBC and go back to the IBF and stuff like that. I wouldn't blame them. You know what I mean? You guys should be holding it down the most because you guys are the eldest sanctioning body. You guys was here since the beginning. So let's try to move right. Now, as far as Tank is concerned, I think Tank should stay at 35. I think scratch the belt at 130. That day is dead. You're not making that, champ. You know what I mean? You might as well give up that super belt. Uh, I think you should be moving at 135. I think 135 is definitely good for you, even though you made the weight relatively easily when you was at 140. You was like 139. You know, I expected you. I knew I wasn't worried about you at 140. You know what I mean? But I am a little worried about you making the weight at 135. But I think that there's so much money to be made at 142. But I think there's so much more money to be made at 35. I'm not even gonna lie to you, bro. Since y'all care about the money anyway, it is the money team. You're on Floyd Mayweather. You might as well stay at 35. Maybe you could get Rolly to come out of hiding. I don't know. But me, truthfully and honestly, I would love to see Tank at 135 and make some of them fights happen at 135. I think 135 is definitely where he should go. That's the direction he should go. I mean, I think fight Teofimo, man. Once he's done with Cambosis, tell them that you gonna do a little bullshit defense against Isak Cruz at 135, and then just wait for Tio if he could beat George Ferocious Cambosis, which I don't know, and make your way over there. I don't know if Tank really want that Josh Taylor smoke. I don't know if he really want that Josh Taylor smoke. That Josh Taylor smoke is real. Josh Taylor showed me a lot. Not saying Tank can't win, but yeah, it's a long shot. And then there's a possibility, and I'm gonna talk about this last. The possibility of Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman, I don't even know like if he's even a boxer anymore or if he's just a clout chaser. Like he in that category with Ryan Garcia and all of them to me. But I will say this. He does seem really enthused to take that fight. I ain't gonna lie. If that fight get made, I might end up going to that fight. I never thought I would go to a Keith Thurman fight, but if Tank and Keith Thurman fight, I might have to go out of my way to go catch that one. I got to see that one. I got to see that live. Hopefully it's in Atlanta where all the brothers like to go for some reason. I'd rather Vegas, but that's another story. So Tank got a lot of options. He got a lot of time. Well, I take it back. He only got like a week. I think they want to know by next week. I think he only got a week. Yeah, they gotta know something by September what Tank is doing, or the WBA said that they'll have to strip him of his belt or belts. They could do that. So hopefully Tank could make his decision and decide what weight class he actually wants to fight at. I mean, he could keep all of the belts. He just has to write a letter, a.k.a. write a letter and send defeat to the boxing committee, and that's the only way you'll be able to keep it. You got to ask permission. But if he doesn't respond, because I know he just got into the plane crash and it's probably a lot on his mind, like I could have died, this is that and the third. So I don't know, how he is psychologically, but I definitely feel like Tank should give them an answer on what weight class that he's even thinking about fighting somebody at. Because even though he teased us and say he's coming back in October or November, we ain't even get a weight. So with that being said, man, that's all I got on this one. It's your boy Ak Reacher. I never steer you wrong. Shout out to the usual suspects, the LDBC and the full Berserker clan. I never steer you wrong, and we out of here.